What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and today we are going to talk about the Love and Marriage DC reunion part one. And can I tell you something? The gaslighting of Miss Winter, Summer, Spring, and Fall is astronomical in this reunion. And Winter, Monique ain't your friend, sis. All right, let's get into it, shall we? All right, y'all. So I want to start this video off by saying that please visit healisticthings.com. They are my sponsor for my channel. And if you want this amazing food is my love language t-shirt, it's one of my favorites. Hit it, go to the description bar under this video and click the link and get you one. Okay, they come in unisex sizes. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into this reunion, y'all. So Carlos comes on screen and he's going into all of the cast members' dressing rooms and talking to everybody. And one thing that really caught my eyes when he went to go talk to Monique, and she was basically like, yeah, her and Winter have known each other for 15 years. And, you know, she tried to make it seem like they were the best of friends. However, all Winter does is call Monique to talk about business and scheduling for the show. And I'm like, well, didn't you bring her on the show because you said that she was your friend? Uh-huh. That's messy. It's giving throwing Winter under the bus. Like I just, man, Monique, I get it. Like you want to be friends with the other ladies because you see the longevity of them being on the show and them actually being in a couple and being married. But I think that Winter was more of a casualty of war in a sense. And she just sacrificed their friendship so that she could get this show going and rolling. And I just really think that that's a poor quality in a friend. And frankly, it's messed up. Okay. So everybody is getting ready to come out. Carlos comes out looking like the glitz and glam of the ball that he is. He sits down center seat as usual, and the cast comes out. Okay. So he hits the stage. Monique, the first question he asked Monique is how she feels about the season. And Monique pretty much says that she feels like this season, she didn't really, basically the same stuff that she's been saying all over Twitter and in interviews and on her lives with Chris, that she's not really getting a good edit. She feels like she understands it all, but she feels like a lot of the stuff that is being filmed as far as her story is not being given enough context. Like it looks like she's just on here like bashing Chris, or she's just being like real messy or whatever. But that's not the case. And she feels like it wasn't enough shown to really give context to why she was reacting or doing the things that she was doing. And I feel like this, sis. The camera only gonna record what it sees. If you on here being messy, or if you're on here not being a good friend, or hell, if you on here cussing your damn husband out, that's what we see, child. Okay, so don't try to say that it's a bad edit or it's not enough context. We see enough. We see each other. We see what you're doing. We see what's happening. Just take your L in peace with a fork and a knife. It is what it is. Okay, so you don't got to give us all these explanations and what have you about why you're being seen the way that you're being seen. You're being seen this way because this is how it is. Okay. So after she speaks about, saying that she could have delivered the message differently, even though she means what she said, Chris says, the show has been a blessing to point out his flaws and how he's frustrating Monique and how he needs to fix his flaws. Now, here's my thing. I know a lot of people have been bashing Monique all season because they feel like her delivery is trash. I will say that. Like, I think that she's trying to communicate certain emotions and feelings to Chris that I don't think that she was communicating to him properly. However, I do appreciate Chris in this moment creating, bondage with his wife and setting that foundation to say, listen, I look back at the season and I see my wrongs, and I'm actually going to do what I need to do to fix it. And I bet you next season you won't see, if we get another season 2, you're going to see a whole different me. Here's what people have to understand. Where you're in a marriage, there are different types of marriages. With this marriage, I believe it started out with Chris obviously being the breadwinner. He's the one, his only responsibility was to go out, at the time, play for the Washington. They were called the Washington Redskins right now. I think they're called the Commanders now, whatever. Chris was the star football player. This man was getting top dollar. He was captain of the football team. He was the star on that team, right? He was one of the reasons why they had such great seasons for a while, just while he was there, but after that it was downhill. I'm from DC, so I know. So, Monique's only responsibility at that time was to be the doting wife, take care of the kids, take care of the household, because his responsibility is football, her responsibility is the house. But once Chris retired, that seemed not to shift. That the responsibility was still heavily weighed upon her shoulders. And she's been carrying around all of this weight. And along with that weight came some built up resentment, anger, aggression, wanting to break away, break free, not necessarily break free from the marriage, it looks like, but break free from this image of I'm Chris Samuel's wife. She wanted to start doing things on her own, hence her, essential oils line, her businesses, getting on reality TV, her podcast, all these different things. And she's frustrated because throughout all of this stuff, her having all these businesses and all these things, she's still carrying those previous responsibilities. And Chris is kind of in limbo, not knowing what the hell he wants to do with his life. So she has to continue those responsibilities. Now she has added on top these businesses. And then a new responsibility is keeping him, keep hope alive for Chris, help build up his, ego and keep him going. And that's a lot on top of a woman's shoulders. So if people look at it like that, I don't understand. I don't like her delivery. I appreciate her apologizing for that. However, I can understand her frustration, because for years and years, and even to this day, a lot of men are only held accountable to take care of the household. They feel like, oh, if I'm keeping my dick in the house and keeping my dick in my pants and I'm paying all the bills, I shouldn't have any other responsibilities. Oh, I know you fucking lying. These kids are your kids too. This house is your responsibility too. So now that you're not working and all of your responsibility and your attention doesn't have to be solely on football anymore for us to live this life, now you need to participate in the day-to-day tasks of rearing these damn children and this household, and frankly being a participant in our marriage in a different manner. So it's not just being that provider anymore. You have to now give of yourself. And I think that's what they are learning that they have to do at this portion of their marriage after 10 years of being together. So I appreciated them talking about that. And I think that Monique is just really getting a really bad rep of how she's responding to him. And I get it, but I also get it on her side as well. So moving on, Carlos asks if Monique has regrets, and she says no, but before filming, her and Chris weren't talking, but it shines a light on a lot of their flaws. Though she isn't proud of her delivery, like I said, the show forced them to have difficult conversations and showing them, teaching them how to show respect and communicate, and they had to communicate at that moment because they had to film. So moving on, in the next scene, Carlos brings up black men being the breadwinner and thinking coming home at night and taking care of the family is the full requirement. Chris says he did feel like that, but he had an aha moment and said he needs to change. Carlos asks, how does he feel about people saying Monique is setting this up to divorce him? Which I'm glad he asked that question, because a lot of times if you see Andy Cohen doing an interview, I feel like Andy don't even watch the damn shows. Like, I feel like he just gets the questions from production and that's it. I feel like Carlos actually dives in and watches the shows, and he looks at Twitter and he monitors exactly what we are looking for him to ask the cast. And I appreciate this question, because with Ashley on Real Housewives of Potomac getting a divorce, a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, Monique is at that 10-year stage with Chris now. Maybe she's falling out of love with him. Maybe the trainer rumors are true. Maybe she really was fucking old boy. And now she's trying to divorce him to get out of the situation, which I don't think that that's the case. But I'm glad he asked the question, because I'm nosy and I want to know. Okay. So moving on. She says no, she feels like black men are so protected. But when women are being strong, speaking up for themselves, they are looked upon as aggressive. And she feels like her delivery should have been different, but her feelings should be expressed without judgment. And Chris says he's going to take the bull by the horns in season 2 if they get one, and he's going to knock it out of the park, which we talked about that, but I wanted to give it depth. I feel like Monique is correct. A lot of times with black women, we are looked upon as aggressive because we are able to properly express ourselves. We're able to, we're going to give you the emotion how we feel it. We're not some doughy, listen, from what TV shows, and I don't know because I'm not a white woman, I don't live my life as such, but what it shows is white women are portrayed as that the female that is very, kneeled upon her man and doing everything and very, soft spoken and all this, that, and the third. But we look like the big, evil, hairy lion when we come out and give our emotions, which that's not the case. I feel like black men are looked upon as they're supposed to be like the strong, you know, personality in a relationship, and they're allowed to express themselves. But as soon as we express ourselves to let you know how we feel about a situation, we're aggressive. It's not that we're being aggressive. We're trying to tell you what we need and how we feel so that we can properly move forward in the relationship in a way that makes everybody feel comfortable and loved at the same time. And I think that is something that needs to be shined a light upon, because why are women expected to be lighthearted and just get along to be along all the time, and we can't express our emotions, or we're looked upon as aggressive? I don't like that narrative, and I think it absolutely needs to change immediately. Okay. And I'm glad that Monique actually said something about that. And men, toughen up. Like, if your woman is telling you how they feel, at least you're not sitting around in the dark guessing. That's one thing you can appreciate. So moving on. Now we move on to Ashley and Quick, which I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Ashley got on my motherfucking nerves. Okay, I was so over her and her foolishness. And when she pulled them damn cards out, I was like, girl, if you don't get a paper cut and put them shits down, I don't give a damn about what's on them cards. But we're gonna get into it when we get into it. So Carlos asked Quick, how does he feel about Ashley getting all the shine as the star? So he tells some story about when he got to Jamaica, because Quick got to look like the big star. He's getting off a plane and he's going to do a big DJ event in Jamaica, right? Because he's DJ Quicksilver and everybody knows him, which I don't believe. But anyway, everybody supposed to know him. So he in Jamaica getting off the plane. These women are like, oh my God, you're from that show, Love and Marriage DC. You're DJ Quicksilver, right? Yeah, you're Ashley's husband. So he's, giving all this shine, saying, now everybody, I'm the artist formerly known as DJ Quicksilver. Now I'm from this day forward known as Ashley's husband, which I think that was his lame attempt to give Ashley some shine, because he always trying to be the center of attention. But my thing is, Quick, this little man syndrome shit you got going on, you got to let it go. Like, just sit there and be quiet, because there's several times where Ashley is trying to talk and give her point of view, and he's chiming in because he gotta be seen and on the scene. Sir, it's not about you. Nobody's talking to you right now. I didn't like when he kept doing that. So moving on, they talk about Quick and him concealing his emotions, and Ashley says it's not. He's like, Ashley wants me. She feels like I don't show emotion because I don't cry. Ashley's like, it's not about crying all the time. And it's really not about crying. You can show your emotions in different ways. You don't have to cry, but even if you feel like crying, hell, that's a human damn emotion. And I am so sick and tired of him talking about, he wasn't taught to cry when he grew up and all this, that, and the third. All these niggas in DC act like they are so hardcore and you can't cry and wah, wham. Okay? You're being a crybaby by talking about how much you're not going to cry. You actually acting like a bitch. That's what I feel like. I feel like Quick does all these things to be seen. He always got all this damn mouth. He's popping off and doing this and do that. You're doing all this stuff to get attention, but you're fighting emotions. It's okay to have human emotions. I have a 6-year-old son, and if my son is having an emotion, I let him go through it. Why? Because he's a human fucking being. I'm so sick and tired of men acting like they can't cry. Where do you go and express yourself? And that's why a lot of times men go out here and do stupid shit, because you're expressing yourself in stupidity. Because, yeah, that looks cool. No, it doesn't. So I understand he has gone through a lot of trauma in his life. His mom died at a very young age. He said his mom died when he was 10. He was shot at 13, and his dad died when he was 18. So he never had anyone hug him until he met Ashley, which I find that to be very unfortunate. But you know, even growing up, even being a girl, I know my parents used to say, "Stop crying before I give you something to cry for," or "Don't be. It's not that serious. Don't be crying over that," or "Get yourself together," and all this, that, and the third. I think a lot of us were told that, whether you were a boy or a girl growing up. And I think in the Black community, period, we need to fix that. Like, you have to allow these children, especially in this day of social media where everything sticks and everything stays, you have to be able to express yourself, and you have to teach your children how to positively express their emotions and understand their emotions, so that they're not out here just taking their added aggression, or that their pent up aggression rather, out on other people and doing shit that they're not supposed to do in life. Okay, we got some comments. Right, anger is an Kiana Armstead says, right, anger is an emotion. Demonstrate more than one. Exactly. Hey friend, yep, I'll give you something to cry for. Gemini 523. Yeah, my mama used to say that to me all the time. And I have two younger brothers, and she did not spare that sentence or phrase on us at any time. Okay. But I've learned how to express my emotions properly as I grew up. And I think that we need to do a better job of doing that with our children, period. So then he told a story of their son Antonio and how he didn't make the football team, and how Antonio was upset. And he knows how his dad is, so he didn't want to cry in front of him, but he was in his room crying, but he kind of cleaned it up, and he didn't want to cry in front of his dad. But then Quick said, basically hugged him and let him know it was okay to let it out. So his son begins to cry, and Quick said that he began to get emotional, and he feels like in that moment, because of what's going on, he's trying to learn how to teach his children not to be like him and how to express themselves properly. And I can appreciate that. Don't keep these cycles going on, because this type of stuff is not good to let it grow up in your children. And he actually seemed like he had a moment where he had an aha moment where he feels like he needs to express himself more, and he credits that all to Ashley. So Ashley says she definitely did have to. I'm sorry, y'all. Then we go into Carlos asked about Ashley saying Quick is a better DJ than husband, and if she feels she had to give up a lot for Quick. And Ashley says she definitely did have to give up a lot. She had to be a mom, supporter of Quick, and she never really got to live life on her own terms. She always had to be his motivator and a mom. And they discuss Ashley suffering from depression after having their second child. And Carlos asked if she would have married Quick so young again. And she said no, she would have done it later on in life so that she could have had more experiences and, basically done more of the things that she wanted to do and not had to overcompensate for a husband, kids, and being there for her friends. Here's my thing. I kind of feel like when you marry somebody that is financially successful, such as Quick, Chris Samuels, or anybody of the like, there are certain sacrifices that that you have to take on upon entry into said relationship. Okay. So with that being said, these things have to be discussed prior to getting in a relationship. So by you getting into a relationship with people of this, caliber, you just got to know that goes with the territory of this is how it's going to be. You're going to have to take on this lifestyle, and that is what it is, unless you negotiate prior to, hey, listen, I'll be your wife, but I want to go to college, I want to do all these things. And you have to create that support system for yourself to be able to do that. There are so many women. Look at Aisha Curry. Aisha Curry was I don't even see her being known as Steph Curry's wife. She's just Aisha Curry. Why? Because she's created her own success within her marriage. And there are so many other examples of people like that in different relationships. Look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. Yes, Beyonce is a star in her own right, but she's created a separate success from her husband. So it can be done. I think that a lot of times women want to do the woe is me game when you agree to this type of lifestyle and then you want to blame your husband later on down the line. Now I get it. Now she's expressed it enough to Quick, obviously, that she wants to move forward in life and she wants to do some things on her own. And now that he can actually help and pitch in, he's just choosing not to. And she's letting him have it and letting him know, listen, I'm about to live my life like it's golden and you're not going to stop me no more like you have in the past. And I appreciate her expressing herself to him and letting him know that. And now it's time for Quick to actually be there for her and do that. You can't DJ for the rest of your life. You're not going to be 75 in the DJ booth. So it's time to start doing different things that are going to afford you to continue your lifestyle, but in a different manner. And maybe a part of this next level and this next journey of your marriage and your life, you need to make sure that your wife and your children and your participation in that family unit is a part of that next level. So moving on, now Carlos moves on to the mute couple, Arena and Jamie. Now, let me tell y'all something. I like Arena and Jamie, but there is something about them on the backside that is very, it's giving some things going on here. That's what it's giving me, okay? So Carlos asked Jamie about his reactions from the fans. And he says the fans see the narrative of him being angry and controlling. And he says he is the way he is because it's the way he was raised. That's just how he is. Okay, let me stop you right here, Jamie. Just because you were raised like that doesn't mean that you have to be grown like that. Let me say that again. Just because you were raised like that doesn't mean you have to be grown like that. What do I mean by that? You're a grown-ass man. If these are negative qualities and traits that you have learned at a younger age, you are now cognitive enough in the mind. You are aware that these behaviors are not okay. So you have to make the conscious choice to change your life. There are so many people that have been abused, they've been hurt, they've been all these different things done to them when they were children, and they made a conscious effort to not do those things in their big age when they became grown. You have to make that decision to do that. You decided to delve in the bullshit and continue in your stupidity. So that's your responsibility. It doesn't have anything to do with your upbringing. And if you want to actively change this behavior, that you are afforded financially the ways to change this behavior if you would like to do so. Okay. Gemini 523 says, quick, 21 got her young, 16 saw a star and snatched her up real quick. When Quick and Ashley met, he was a basement DJ. He wasn't popping as he is now. Monique met Chris when he was an NFL player. Yeah, and I think I saw on on Twitter or something where Monique was allegedly supposed to be the side chick to the college chick. That's probably why she didn't want to talk about the broad, but whatever. I don't know. They together now, and I hope they work it out, y'all. But okay, yeah, I get it. I think she probably saw potential. Ashley may have saw potential in Quick, and he got successful and didn't know what the hell to do with his damn self. But that's even more reason why she shouldn't have given up her life's journey, if you will, of going to school if he wasn't even really popping like that in the beginning. Girl, take your ass to Morgan State over there in Baltimore and get your life. Moving on. So Carlos asks Arena, does she feel like she's in a controlling marriage? And Arena says he was controlling in the beginning. He was very controlling over their finances, and she didn't really have a social life because he always wanted her to be with him. And then Jamie clears it up and says, no. You were not good with money. Your credit was bad. I had to clean your credit up. And then I had to, create you as the boss that you are. Jamie, you ain't create no damn boss. Okay, granted, if you are in a relationship with somebody, I bet you it would help your ass if you clean their damn credit up. Because who want to be with somebody and their credit is fucked up and y'all are married and you have to get things together. When you go buy a house, her credit bad and yours is good. That's not going to help you. So it helps you for her to have good credit. And I also feel like people are not thinking about the fact that, okay, If I'm sitting in the house all damn day, right? Or if I'm always with you and you're controlling my finances, maybe I'm buying shit because I'm tired of being around your ass and you won't allow me to have no damn friends. Maybe that's what it is. Because Arena, people, she doesn't talk about it a whole lot on the show, which I wish she did. Arena was heavily into network marketing. Network marketing is a huge endeavor where you have to go out and network and meet different people. So obviously when she started doing that, she was meeting people but making money at the same time. So it fulfilled two aspects of her life. She was able to get away from Jamie for a little bit, and she was able to generate her own coins. Now, that's not something that Jamie made for her, created in her, or created a boss. Being able to network and talk to people and get to know people, that's a skill that you have in your own right. He didn't create that. Now, did he afford her opportunities by cleaning up her credit? I'm sure. But by her going out and networking and creating a net worth, a huge net worth, mind you, when she was doing It Works, and then she did Melaleuca, that was another company that she did. She made a lot of money and probably is still making money from some of these companies on her own. She did these businesses herself. So Jamie did not do anything for her in that regard. So for him to claim her success as being a boss, I really didn't appreciate that. I'm glad that he, yes, good. As a spouse, you should build your spouse up. You cleaned her credit up, you helped her, and all this, that, and the third. But Arena being fly and being the person that she is, and being able to get out here and move and shake and network with other people, that's something that she has innately in her own capabilities and abilities to do on her own. That has nothing to do with Jamie. So I really didn't appreciate him claiming her success like that. I think that it would have been better off if he had said, well, yeah, she wasn't financially savvy in the beginning, but she got, she became a boss in her own right, and now she's making her own money and we are successful for it. That would have been a better way to do that instead of claiming her success. I really didn't like that he did that. So moving on, Carlos says, does she agree with, Jamie creating her as the boss that she is? And Jamie, Arena says, yeah, I agree. And I'm like, Arena, why would you agree with that? Okay, girl, that's your marriage. That's what you want to do. It is what it is. Okay. Moving on. So Carlos asks so then she says, Carlos asks if Jamie is abusive because he grabbed her face, and people on Twitter were asking about that situation and if that's the case. And she says he isn't abusive. That situation where he tried to turn her head, it was because she was getting real hyped up, and he was trying to calm her down. And here's my thing: my husband don't never put his damn hands on me, and I know sometimes I can get quite cranked up and turned up, but he know not to put his damn hands in my face. And even Ashley, Carlos had asked Ashley the same thing, like, what would you do if Quick did that to you? And she was like, don't touch me. Don't ever put your hands on me. Quick know better than to put his damn hands on me. And even Quick chimed in and he said, yeah, man, I didn't know what was going on with that. I didn't agree with that. I don't think you should have put your hands on her. And Jamie was pretty much like, yeah, y'all over here really sizing it up. You hyping it up. It wasn't even really that serious. Listen, I don't know what kind of cues they have in their relationship where that's what they do. I don't necessarily think that Jamie is actually putting his hands on Arena, because being a local DC person, I would think I would know that, especially since I've been in some of these network marketing ventures with her. I've met Arena personally. She doesn't trust me. Arena ain't the type of chick that's going to be letting somebody put their damn hands on her. But again, I don't know what that type of person looks like, but she doesn't give me that vibe of, yeah, I'm about to be letting Jamie put his hands on me. I don't think that that's the case. So then Carlos asked, when Arena was communicating with other men in their marriage, how did that make Jamie feel? And Jamie said, there were like 3 dudes that she was communicating with. And one of them he actually knew. And he felt like, the audacity of her to be talking to these dudes. And Arena she chimes in and says, well, The only reason I was talking to these guys is because you were coming in late as heck, talking about falling asleep at stoplights and stuff and not answering my phone calls. So I was just reacting off of what you was doing. I gave what it needed to be given. And that's what it is. So anything you can do, I can do better, sir. And that's that on that. Quid pro quo, Clarice. Okay. So then they discussed the scene outside of the investment property. And Arena, Carlos says, ask Jamie, does Arena paint him to be a bad husband? And Jamie says he feels she paints a picture of him being a controlling, mean husband. And then they discuss the club incident, and Quick kind of chimes in and says he would never check Ashley in public. And Jamie defends his situation, saying, well, I wasn't looking for people. She talking about it was people watching us and all this, that, and the third. I'm not thinking about all these people that's around. I'm just trying to tell you to do what I asked you to do. Pull up. Let me get in the, because basically the situation was he wanted her to pull up so he could take the car and park it for her. And she was already turned up from the situation with the ladies. He's turned up from what's going on inside. I honestly think that whole situation was just really trumped up, the whole situation. Like, I'm not going to miss my best friend's birthday party over something like that. I think it was kind of crazy for Arena to drive off. But again, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. But I just think that overall, those two have a journey on learning how to properly communicate with one another. And that's it, and that's all. Octavia says, Ashley says she made DJ Quick she made DJ Quick in so many words. I didn't take it as a slight when Jamie said he made her. I think he chose the wrong words. Yeah, he definitely did, because if you guys knew Arena how I knew her and how she handles her business, this lady handles business. She knows how to control a room. She knows how to speak to people. And I don't know if maybe that's something that she learned over time from Jamie, because Jamie is, he's a former police officer. He was in law enforcement. I don't know exactly what he did in law enforcement, but he was a part of some of these network marketing ventures with her. And maybe she used some of his connects to do her business well. Who knows? But those two together are a power and a force to be reckoned with. And I think that should have been shined a little more light on. But I think that Jamie's flaws really shine through on this television show overall. So then Carlos brings Miss Winter, Summer, Spring, and Fall out, child. And this is where it's about to go down, okay? She has this friend of the show, church fan, y'all, and I am just through. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. First of all, Winter looked good. Let me say this. The cast, this whole cast was very well dressed. I loved what everybody was wearing. There was no person on that couch that I was like, what the fuck you got on? Everybody looked good. Everybody looked amazing. So Carlos asked about Winter being a relationship coach. He's like, are you a relationship coach? You a minister? Like, what is it, child? What is your profession? So Winter says when she met Kevin, she was a relationship coach. But then, she ventured off into different things, and she decided that really wasn't going to be her ministry. So she decided to get back into ministry, and please don't come to her for no relationship advice. And she's a spiritual life coach. Okay. So she cleared up her whole occupation of it all, if you will. Okay. So then Monique says she was confused too about Winter's occupation, because that's all she knew her as was a relationship coach when she came on her podcast. I see you, Monique, trying to plug your little podcast on here. So she tried to talk about that because Winter came on her podcast. And I'm just like, okay, it doesn't matter. The girl is saying she's not a relationship coach now. Why does it matter? Yes, she brought it up on the show and said that was her occupation, which I also have to fault Winter for that slightly, because here's my thing. Winter, you came on here saying a whole lot of shit, but you didn't back it up. Like, I just feel like you tiptoed around a whole lot of stuff. I needed you were direct with a lot of comments with the ladies, but I needed you to be even more direct with certain things. Like when she did her speech at the beginning of the show when she was talking about herself and all this, that, and the third. Maybe the lady should have listened a little more, because maybe homegirl really gave her whole damn life story then when she was talking, and we didn't really hear it all because they didn't play her whole speech. But I don't know. It's just giving a lot of pussy popping on a handstand for Miss Winter. She's jumping all around topics, but it doesn't warrant the backlash that she got from Ashley and Arena. So we're going to get into that. And it definitely didn't warrant Monique backpedaling on their friendship the way that she did. Okay. So then they talk about Ashley's tweet about Winter hiding behind ministry and being saved to, project and say the nasty things that she was saying about everybody behind their back and talk about people's marriages. And Winter says no one knew her story and she was just meeting everyone. So there was a transition into ministry as she was joining the cast and getting to know everybody. So then Carlos asked Ashley if she thinks Winter is a hypocrite. First of all, you need to ask Ashley the same damn question, because for her to be doing all of this, let me tell y'all something. Let's get into these comments. Octavia says, Miss Winter something. Yeah, y'all, I've been calling her that since the beginning. I just think it's hilarious, from the shaved head to the name, child. Lee Pepper says these shows will break a marriage up. You know what? I hope it don't. I hope that, but you're right though. But I hope it doesn't, because these people, they got a little more in them for some more seasons. I hope it can develop as well as Huntsville did, but I hope don't nobody marriage break up. But if it do, child, it was probably destined to happen anyway. So Ashley brings out these cue cards when Carlos asked her if Winter was a hypocrite. Ashley, let me say this. The cue cards were a fail, sis. It was an epic fail. I don't know what type of Steve Harvey shit you was on. I don't know if you was trying to take over Carlos' job and try to take control and be funny. But it was dead. It wasn't giving what it needed to give. Okay? You had like 6 cards. And you didn't say shit. I don't understand. You try to go off of these cards to talk shit about Winter and pretty much prove, the fact that she was talking about your husband. She was calling him DJ Fun Size, and she was the one that said she was a relationship coach, and blah, 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 blah. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. And you're a mean ass bitch, Ashley. That's what it is. You thought you were Regina George, bitch, and you're not. You're not. You are average at best, okay? So all of this heat and energy that you gave Winter in this whole season from the vegan dinner, and I didn't appreciate Monique saying that Winter was the one that started all the shit. She might have been slightly a catalyst. But if y'all go back to that vegan dinner, when Winter said she was a relationship coach, Ashley and her little elf-ass husband, okay, the dwarf Silver, he over here talking shit and pumping Ashley up. If y'all notice, little man Silver is always hyping. That's Ashley's smallest hype man. He always hyping her up to be worse than what she already is. She's slightly terrible, but he makes her unbearable when he's around. He makes this shit worse than what it needs to be. So at that dinner, he wants to talk about how, yeah, you're a relationship coach with terrible relationships, just like the hairstylist that doesn't do their hair, or the nail tech that don't never had their nails done. Who the fuck are you to diagnose somebody like that? Let's make that very clear. So that was where all the shit started. Those two were basically dissecting her ability to be a relationship coach, which made a mountain out of a molehill out of all of this bullshit. So those two are the culprits for the whole relationship coach of it all, if you will. And they kept on going in and going in and going in. And it really went longer than it really needed to go. But really what y'all need to be doing is thanking little shaved head side winter, summer, spring, or fall. Y'all need to be thanking her ass. Because without her, y'all Negroes wouldn't have shit to talk about on this entire season. And we all would have fell asleep at the remote. That's exactly what we would have done. So you better thank her for saying that she was a relationship coach to even have anything for you mofos to talk about. Okay? let's get into these comments because y'all, they be getting on my damn nerves on this show. Hey Shay, what's up? What's up? And how are you? Thank you for joining me. Octavia laughing. I know I done said something crazy, child. I'm so sorry. Linda Gamble, good evening, everyone. What's up, Linda? And says, does anyone else feel like this is a cast of some pretty abrasive people? I agree. I agree. Emmy Balmack says, I agree. He doesn't temper her like a good spouse. He adds gasoline. Yes, he does. And says, Gemini 523 says, Monique gives me phony. Sorry, I loved her on RHOP, but can't stand her on here. Makes me think what Cherie said about her being a social climber. She sure is a flip-flopper. Absolutely. And Linda agrees too. So yeah, y'all. So she has these, let's get back to these dumbass cards that Ashley made, y'all. So she brings out these aggressive Ashley cards, and she goes on about Winter saying she was a relationship coach. Was she speaking facts about what and how she was just speaking facts about what Winter said, and Winter says to her it's all about delivery, and Ashley maintains that it has nothing to do with delivery. She was simply speaking facts. And Winter says to Ashley's point, she isn't wrong for coming for her at about that. And that's what Monique, because that's what Monique introduced her as, talking about the life coach situation. But because her transition wasn't explained properly, she just wants to move on from that. And Ashley says she didn't come for her. And how is she a mean girl? She says delivery can be made from Pizza Hut and Domino's, but delivery means nothing when speaking facts. Let me tell you something. Ashley, you can take your pizza with a slice of pineapple on it and shove it up your ass. That's what you can do. Delivery does mean a lot. You gave her all of this for no reason. It was team entirely too much. Why am I over here arguing with a bitch that says she's a life coach and you don't really believe that she's a life coach? Who gives a fuck? Are you going to go to her for some advice? Okay then, shut the fuck up. I feel like Ashley, let me tell you what Ashley is. Ashley's jealous of Winter. You're mad at her because she had the strength to leave her marriages. She's not going to sit here and deal with somebody's bullshit. You over here complaining and draining about your whole situation with Quick, but your ass ain't going nowhere. Why? Because you're stuck on this lifestyle. You don't want to change. You don't want to get rid of everything that you guys have built together, and you don't want another bitch enjoying the fruits of your labors, and you still over here taking care of these kids, and you're not going to get nothing out of it. Winter gave all that shit up. She was with, you want to keep on talking about her being with this NFL player that cheated on her and had 2 kids. Oh, cry me a river, dick face. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Ashley. You trying to keep bringing up Winter stuff. Oh boy, her ex-husband is not on the show, sis. So why are you talking about his indiscretions? And then you want to say, oh, it's because she alluded to Quick being a cheater. But did she say anything about what he did? She said she's heard. By the way, you said the same shit in the first episode. You said you've heard allegations about Quick cheating. So basically, Winter is only responding off of the shit that you bitches already said. So again, is that on one of your fucking cue cards? Why you're a bitch? Read that out loud, aggressive Ashley. That's all I want to know. Is that on your cue cards? Why do you give a fuck? Because we don't. I don't really give a damn about her being a damn relationship coach. Don't call the bitch for relationship advice. Okay? If that's what you don't want to do, cool. Let it ride. But y'all did team entirely too much at that vegan dinner. You played yourself because now you look like a bully. Period. And that's it. So get that from Pizza Hut and deliver it from Domino's and let them tell you about your bullshit. Moving on. So Winter maintains that she doesn't have to like her delivery. And sis, you absolutely do not. You don't have to put up with somebody trying to bully you. And that's exactly what sis tried to do. Because Ashley thinks that she's hot shit. And ma'am, it's giving no. It's giving no. Okay? Moving on. What y'all saying? Delivery is everything, Emmy Belmack says. Linda Gamble, it's allegedly that Love and Marriage DC is getting a second season. I hope so, because we need to see some of these stories unravel. And says, yes, girl. I tell you, Ashley is team too much. I agree. Yes, she does. Yeah, she's entirely too much, and I'm sick of it. So Carlos discusses Winter calling Ashley and Arena the gutter Barbies and her names for Quick and Jamie. Carlos asks Arena and Ashley how they felt about being called gutter Barbies, and Arena says she doesn't understand it because they were only asking about why Winter called their husbands names. Well, did you ask yourself why you brought it up? Don't get mad at the girl because she witty. Don't get mad because sis knows how to be funny and witty and she can read the fuck out of y'all. You're the one said that the nigga was falling asleep at the red light. Everybody sees that Quick is short and got little man syndrome. These are facts, okay? You guys talked about it. You guys talked about potential infidelity in your marriages, okay? Let's stop being mad that the friend of the show came and stole your whole existence. You guys would be so dry without Winter right now. What the fuck would we be talking about? Why are we talking about this? Don't be mad because sis is witty and she's funny. It was funny. Red Light Special was funny. DJ Fun Size, hilarious. Even Ashley said it was funny. So Ashley, sis, you want to pick and choose when you're mad over it. So you're mad right now and then you're laughing the other minute. Pick an emotion. Pick an emotion. I'm tired. We're all tired. We don't understand. It's giving I'm mad at you for no reason. And again, I feel like Arena and Ashley are both two people trapped in situations that in places in their marriage where they're unhappy and they have a resentment towards Winter because she was able to get out of that situation and break free and do her own thing and live life on her own terms. And you guys are trying to punish her for that. And you thought that you could have this girl come on here and use her as the scapegoat for your negativity. All of y'all thought, you know what? We're all friends, but Monique recommended all of these people for this show, right? Because she thought that this would be a good cast. But them together, they weren't gelling as everybody thought they would. So they were going to use Winter as the scapegoat for negativity. So we all going to pounce and thump on Winter, right? She's going to be the catalyst for the drama, and then we just going to get rid of her because she's probably not going to be that interesting. But boom, she flipped the script on your ass. Winter became the star. And if she's not in that highlight reel next season, Carlos King, I don't know if you watch my channel. You probably don't. Shout out to me for over 2,000 subscribers. Again, I want to thank y'all for that. And my interview with Gigi was amazing. Thank you, guys. I want to take the time to thank you for that. However, Carlos, if you do watch my channel, you might want to go ahead and have Winter in the main cast because these motherfuckers are going to struggle without her. I'm just saying, because if you do got a season 2, there won't be a season 3 without Miss Winter, Summer, Spring, and Fall. And there's that, because she carried this whole season on her back in a backpack. Okay? And there's that. So moving on, Ashley says, I said to you, your ex-husband is a cheater. In fact, that has 2 outside children after you brought up rumors about my husband, and you said, don't talk about him because he's the father of my children. And what the F is Quick? A little man sitting next to you that happens to be the father of your children. What are we talking about here? What the hell are we talking about? I don't understand, Ashley. Her ex-husband isn't on the show. She's not talking about your ex-boyfriends or any ex situations or people that's not on the show. So what are you even talking about? Like, girl, get a life. Get a life. So then Ashley says, she says she has heard rumors about everyone, but she never brought them up. And you said it to Monique like you said it to me. Meaning talking about in that conversation that Winter had with Monique, where let's talk about that. In that conversation, Winter, I believe, was literally having a conversation with a good girlfriend, having a good old kiki. Now, mind you, Winter, your ass is on camera, sis. Okay? So you do know that people are watching. They see what you're saying. So whether you thought it was a candid conversation with Monique or not, the cameras are there and these bitches are gonna say it. It's not a secret, which you did. And Monique said that she was gonna go back to these birds and tell them in the flock what you said. Because she's not your friend. That's what it is. But also, Monique is trying to earn her producer credit. Y'all got to understand that. There has to be orchestrated people. I've been watching reality TV pretty much since it's been on set. Okay. And that's telling my age. There has to be a catalyst to the drama. If y'all all notice on each one of the Housewives franchises, there's always somebody that helps to create the drama. Monique tried to be that person. She didn't really do quite as well as of a good job as her homegirl Giselle did on RHOP. But she did. That was her way of getting the shit started and getting it stirred up. And that's what she had to do by going back and telling them exactly what Winter said. She knew that Winter wasn't telling her this mess for her to go on back and tell them birds. She knew that. So then Monique even wants to say, I didn't know that you were like this. Like, I didn't know, that this is, I think you told me this stuff to get me riled up. And I learned so much about you that I didn't even know about you. Girl, stop. Stop, stop, and stop. Now we'll maintain. Winter, you did stick the left side of your head in a lot of shit that you shouldn't have been in. You did. So you try to cover it up by getting some more hair and covering it up. That's what you did. Okay? So I'm glad that you've patched it up, if you will, like you did your hair. And you try to fix things with people. Now she did try to apologize to people and move forward. But they continue to keep on rehashing old shit. So she can't control that. But I feel like Winter did handle her own with her being by herself, not having a man by her side like everybody else did. She continued to hold her ground with these ladies. And I can appreciate that. And she did it without cussing them out and coming out of character. But all of them seem to be butthurt every time they talking to her, but about some bullshit. What are we really arguing over? Let's get to the comments, y'all. Winter really carried the show. Congratulations from Linda Gamble. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, everybody. I really listen. I try to work hard on here, y'all, and y'all, I can't do it without y'all. So I appreciate every single like, comment, share, subscriber. I love each and every one of you. I couldn't do this without you guys. So I really, really appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love each and every one of you. My super chats, everybody, like I appreciate all the support. You go, sis. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Ann. Lee Pepper says, congratulations. Thank you so much. Ann says, why is Ashley acting like everyone know her and her husband? I've never heard of any of them before Monique and Chris. Yeah, girl, listen, we only know them because we're local, but don't nobody know them out. I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't think I would know them if I was outside of the DC area, honestly. Yep, me too. I watched Real World New York first season. Might be telling my age as well. Listen, we on the same page, okay? Octavia covered it up like your hair. Oh. Y'all know I'm crazy. Ann's laughing. Emmy Belmack says they protected each other's marriages and decided to use Winter as the catalyst since she didn't have a marriage to protect. Sad that Winter thought Monique was her friend. Yeah, and I'm sad that too. I think that was something Monique pretty much sacrificed her friendship with Winter so that she can create a longer standing friendship with the other ladies, which quiet as is kept. I don't think Ashley liked Monique ass for real because of the way she responds. Like she was saying, that's your fucking friend. Saying that to Monique and like, yeah, we know you came back to sending the information. Like I feel like she said little stuff, like quick little snappy remarks about Monique where I'm like, girl, that girl ain't your damn friend. She don't like you either. And Ashray 630 said, Ashira 630 says, and we've heard of DJ Silver for many years. Oh, see, I have too because I'm in the area, but I don't know. I don't know if I would know him if I'm outside of the area. But he's known worldwide according to him, so I ain't gonna take that away from the little man. So Winter says that, so getting back into the episode, y'all, so we can close this up. Winter says, no, that's not the case. And she always defends Monique. And Monique says, I've never known you to do the things you've done this season. So she defended her the whole time. So they go back and forth talking about who defended who and all this, that, and the third. And then Carlos asked Monique if she feels Winter exaggerated the story. And Monique says she does feel like she exaggerated. Here's my thing. She wasn't exaggerating. She was just talking to a friend. I don't understand why you can't, and you know that, Monique. So stop. You went back for your own selfish, y'all need to drink something. Your own selfish plug to the ladies to try to get some shit started. That's what you did. And it is what it is. So moving on, y'all. Winter says she didn't understand why Arena asked her if her and Ashley were good. And she feels like Arena plays both sides. She thought when they all left good, they were good. And Arena said, you should have asked. You didn't ask. I just feel like, I don't think that Arena plays both sides. I think she was genuinely asking a question to see if she was good with Ashley. And I think Winter just kind of took that the wrong way. I just think that Winter needs to stand in her shit. Like, honestly, Winter, just stand in your shit. Just be like, listen, I said what I said. You know, I'm sorry. What do y'all want me to do about it? It is what it is. Are we going to keep arguing over the same shit over and over again? If you bitches don't like me, it is what it is. Okay? I'm going to pray about it in my prayer closet, and we're going to move on because I'm a minister now. Okay? And that's that on that. All right? So moving on. Carlos asked, and Gutter Barbies, by the way, was damn funny, and they need to get over it. Okay? Moving on. Carlos asked, why did you say Quick and Jamie were cheating? And do you know things about them Arena and Ashley might not know? Winter says, yes. And Ashley says, who told you, your new little boyfriend? And Winter says she isn't going to reveal that because that's a new level of low. And Ashley says Winter is the lowest person on the show and calls her a low ass. And she has called her husband names. And just because she isn't cursing doesn't make it out of it's his name. Winter says, I didn't call him a cheater. I said, I've heard rumors. Let's be clear. Quick, all of a sudden, turns up like Mighty Mouse. I'm like, Quick, if you don't sit your little ass down before somebody pluck the fuck out of you, what are you doing? So he's like getting all irate. Ashley calling Winter all types of B-I-E-I-E-I's. And Quick is getting up like he gonna do something. Ashley got to restrain little man, and it ain't too hard because all she had to do is extend her pinky over to the side and keep him down. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Oh my God. I hate it. I don't like it. What are you doing? You're over here. And Chris even had to say to Quick, come on, man, calm down. She's a lady. And I'm just like, why are you so turned up? Because somebody apparently said that you're cheating. If your ass ain't cheating, why are you so turned up about it? Because let's be clear. If you a hit dog or holler. So if you're not doing nothing, why are you over here acting crazy? There should never be a reason for you to turn up on a female like that. Like, I think that was entirely team too much. And he was saying, bitch this, bitch that. And apparently he wasn't talking about Winter. He was talking about whoever could have possibly given her this tea. But I don't care who you were talking about at this point. You're directing that energy at a lady that's sitting on the couch. And Winter never moved out of her seat. She barely raised her voice at you, all y'all bums. And y'all turning up on her like this. She didn't curse at y'all. She didn't give y'all any of the energy that y'all are giving her right now. So I really don't understand any of this that you're doing. I just feel like it's team too much. And again, if you're not cheating on your spouse, who gives a fuck about what anybody else is saying? Who cares? Shut up. Just shut up, all of you. Do that. Because Quick, you are doing the absolute most, and you're really acting angry sized in a very tiny allotment. Like, what is wrong with you? I don't get it. I really don't get it. You're no longer fun size. You're angry size, Quick. And I'm sick of you. I'm tired. I'm tired of the BS. So I hope that Winter comes out. Well, I will say this about Winter. She alluded to in the upcoming, the to be continued, that she has text messages and she has all this stuff proving, and pictures and all this stuff about them allegedly cheating and all this, that, and the third. Here's my thing, sis. Don't say that if you're not going to show it. Okay? I'm going to say that again. If you are not going to prove this information, or if you're not going to show what you have, don't even say it. Because for you to say, yeah, I've seen this and I have this and I know all of this stuff, I have all this information, but I'm going to keep it to myself in my diary. No, you're not. That's stupid. If you're going to talk about it, be about it. If you feel it froggy, jump all the way, sis. Because let's be clear, if you're not going to do nothing about it, don't say shit about it. And that's that on that. Y'all, thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this show too. Also, be sure to visit healisticthings.com. They are my sponsor for my channel. And click the link in the description to get this Food is My Love Language t-shirt. Okay? All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.